Oh, blast. These atoms are just too small. Oh, there you are. I was trying to crack an atom, to recharge my phone battery. Unfortunately, I've realized that even though I have the instructions, a hammer, a magnifying glass, and holy cow, I've got the wrong kind of water. It's supposed to be heavy water, not the one from the water cooler. So today is about nuclear energy. It's more than 60 years now since nuclear energy has changed our lives. We've got nuclear reactors, which give us the power which will make our life easier because we're addicted to energy and energy is so expensive. And we have nuclear weapons, which have kept the peace for the last 60 years. Welcome to a very radioactive edition of Holy Cows, in which we declare it officially dull, boring, and very unimaginative to criticize anything nuclear. Long live nuclear. It is the future. So I'm very sorry if you bought all that nonsense spewed out by people like Greenpeace about how nuclear energy is bad. The fact is, nuclear energy is the future because we consume energy like there's no tomorrow, and we're too addicted to our little gadgets like electric toothbrushes, cars, you name it. We love it. We need energy. This is not the future. Nuclear energy is.
I think it's part of the future. I mean, I think there is a place in our energy supply for renewables as well. But we can't, we can't just depend. We're running out of gas, so we can't just depend on unstable and very expensive supplies of gas for our needs. Coal is dirty, so that leaves nuclear and renewables. Renewables aren't going to be enough to fill the gap. Nuclear energy, building a nuclear power plant is more expensive than a gas power plant. 2 or 3 times more expensive, but wind power is more expensive again.
But surely also a nuclear reactor in the long term will give you huge amounts of energy.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it isn't possible to get the amount of energy that we need to fill the gaps that we've talked about just from wind power.
So why is it not talked about? Why don't we hear enough about let's get more nuclear power?
I guess because it's only recently become obvious to the government that we're facing something of a crisis.
Well, the fact is, nuclear weapons, the research for which give us nuclear power and give us nuclear power toothbrushes and stuff like this, have actually kept the peace for the last 60 years and counting. I mean, through comically named ideologies such as MAD, mutually assured dental disease, no, actually mutually assured destruction, okay, we've managed to keep the peace by ensuring that we would utterly obliterate our enemies if they so much as give us the wrong looks. Thanks to that, we've had wonderful undisturbed peace for almost a century now. What are you complaining about? Nuclear energy in its military form has really kept the peace in the world over the last 60 years.
I don't know that I do buy that, I'm afraid.
No?
I think it's quite scary to see more and more people getting hold of nuclear weapons. I can't see that that's a particularly positive thing. I would sort of separate the two.
I think with the price of energy and the way we are consuming it like it's going out of fashion, have we lost the moral right to say no to nuclear power?
I don't think it's about a moral right. I just don't think we've got the option. I mean, if we don't start building new nuclear plants, we're likely to start having the lights go out in 6 or 7 years because we won't have enough energy. I don't think people want that to happen.
Love it or hate it, there's no turning back. The nuclear genie is here to stay. It's the only solution to the way we live our lives. We need energy, we get it. If you want to have renewable energy, you're more than welcome to have a windmill in the back of your garden. But good luck trying to get permission from your council or your neighbors. As for nukes, they will continue keeping the peace. But we have to find ways to stop terrorists from getting their hands on them. Maybe we should learn something about security from credit cards. The way you have to give the last 3 digits of your card and your PIN number? So, to stop Bin Laden from getting his hand on nukes, maybe the wrong way. Maybe the way to do it is to tamper with all nuclear material at an atomic level, so that even if you get it, unless you have the PIN and code, you can't use it. So, if he ends up getting the uranium, he can't make a bomb out of it. But he can use it to keep himself warm in the Bora Bora mountains. It might put a nice green glow to his cheeks. Might even make his hair fall out. One way or another, we'll be safe because he doesn't have the pin. And Greenpeace, you'll have access to my direct debit instructions if Rainbow Warrior becomes a nuclear-powered ship of the line.